I carry content creator insurance. Did you know that that was a thing? Did you know that being an entertainer, being a content creator, and depending on different conversations that you have, and especially about certain companies, which is one of the reasons why it's important for me to cite my sources before I give my opinion. I reference the Wall Street Journal, Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Barron's, all of these different places before I have these conversations. I talk to my friends. I talk to the Pocket Watching with JTs. I talk to my lawyer friends. I talk to everybody before I start having these conversations, because being a content creator or being anything with any level of visibility, you get people that are coming after your dollars regularly. This is what it takes to be an influencer and content creator. It just comes along with it. One of my favorite comedians and a person that I've actually seen perform in person, shout out to Shin. He said, hip hop culture is trash. I would not disagree with you, my friend. I would not disagree with you. Even one of our favorite rappers, Drake, and we're going to get into him today. We definitely going to get into him. But even one of my favorite rappers, Driggity Drake, he finds himself and beefs and feuding and all of this other type of stuff. And I'm like, for what? Aren't you winning? Don't you have all of the girls and the clout and everything like that? What is there to beef about? I don't understand it. I can't figure it out. But also, there's some things that we're going to have to address. And, it's important for us to continue to get to the money. My man, Chris Tucker, is still being sued by the I, the hour, and the S. Listen, I don't give a piss about what nobody say to me or about me on the internet. That is certain things that I will not divulge or cross in order to prove anything to them, because there's 3 letters that I don't like, I don't trust, and I am advocating for you guys regularly to stop giving so much money to. I heard that Biden is trying to get more than 81,000 new agents, IRS agents, on the payroll. I said, rebuke that devil in Jesus' name. That ain't nothing but the devil. Chris Tucker is being sued by the IRS for freaky Jason. Jesus, Lord, rebuke that devil. I don't like it. That's worse than having a student loan. There's only one thing worse than having a student loan, and that's an IRS lien. Only one thing worse than having a student loan that you can't pay back, and that's an IRS lien. Kojak, I agree. Biggest pimp and biggest gang that ever walked the earth. Chris Tucker is facing a legal battle with the Internal Revenue Service. According to court documents obtained by ET, the IRS has filed a lawsuit against the Rush Hour actor, allegedly that he owes roughly $9.6 million in back taxes, penalties, and interest. Oh my God. No. Shout out to Norin. I appreciate the super chats. Everybody that continues to hold me down, thank you for supporting the platform. I appreciate you. Link to the Patreon is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I can't do it, fam. I can't do it, fam. Whew. Lawsuit pertains to finances dating back to 2002. They say, listen, we don't care if it's 19, almost 20 years later. We want our money. And not only do we want our money, we going to sue you in court, and we going to go to ET and all of the publications in order to make you look bad. I rebuke the IRS in Jesus' name. According to docs, Tucker was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. That was back when he was making movies, Rush Hour and all of that with Jackie Chan. He was getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? And he still had people from his church that was on his coattails. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother conversation. The doc also said that Tucker attempted to pay off his debt 3 times through monthly installment agreements, but they ultimately fell through for various reasons. One thing about being an entertainer, and I know several of them that are friends of mine, some bigger, some smaller, is that their money is not necessarily forever. They got to stay on that hamster wheel. They got to stay relevant. They got to continue to put out albums and all of that. Don't get tired. Ain't no vacation. Because I don't think nobody is offering Chris Tucker $20 million a film right now. The lawsuit alleges that in 4 separate years, Tucker reported and paid significantly less than he actually owed. You don't say. In 2002, the IRS claims Tucker owed around $4.6 million. Whew. Whew. But that he only reported and paid 2.4. In 2006, he claimed he paid, IRS claims he reported and paid 1.8 million, but owed over 2.1. So he went half. Almost every time he said, I'm going to pay y'all half, and then I'm going to see y'all on the back end. In 2008, IRS alleges that he only paid 127,000, but owed 2.4 M's. I'm going to need him to get some more people around him that's going to be a little bit more attentive to his needs and making sure that his money is straight. And in 2010, they claim he owed 481, but he only paid 4,600. That's only from 2002 to 2010. 2002 to 2010. A grand total of what Tucker allegedly owes in back taxes comes to $9.68 million. I don't like it. I don't like it, Freaky Jason. Having a right accountant is important. Listen, I brought Pocket Watching with JT in the Patreon, and he answered every single last one of y'all questions about what you can write off, how to start certain businesses, how to keep more money in your pocket. If you have not watched that video, that is a 2-hour-long video Q&A session with Pocket Watching JT in the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Get your money right. Documents state that despite notice and demand for payment of the assessment set forth above, Mr. Tucker has neglected, refused, or failed to fully pay the assessments against him. Furthermore, the IRS states that the total owed could continue to increase. Oh, no. Do you know that just like your credit cards, just like your student loans, just like your HELOCs, for those of you that are not familiar with a HELOC, it's a home equity loan. Do you know that penalties and interest continue to accrue as long as you owe for the IRS? But if they owe you, them taking your money out all year long, they don't pay you interest on your money, but you got to pay them interest on their money. It's a freaking racket. It's a freaking racket. Okay. Could continue to increase. Since the dates of assessment described above, interest, penalties, and statutory additions have accrued and will continue to accrue as provided by law. I don't like it. I don't like it, Freaky Jason. I don't like it. I don't like the idea that the IRS can continue to listen, let me just go ahead and be quiet. I don't want to say nothing about them. I don't want to be on their radar. I don't ever want to continue to play no role. But we're going to have to continue to get into the money because the theme of today, ladies and gentlemen, can anybody tell me what the theme of today is? Visibility, being a celebrity, being an entertainer, and what comes along with it, including all of the money and all of the requirements on the back end. All right. Similarly, we're going to revisit this. I know y'all didn't think we was coming back to it, but we coming back to it. We are coming back to it. Jordan Smith says that scene in Money Talks with Chris Tucker on a prison bus is about to come true if you don't figure it out. I don't know if the IRS goes after you for lack of payment. I think that they go after you criminally because they filed civil charges, but they go after you criminally if you dodge taxes or you fail to report or something like that. But I don't know if they go after you on anything. They'll go after your bank accounts. They'll go after your crib. They'll go after you like they did Young Buck and Wesley Snipes and all of that. But I don't know if they go after you. Well, they sent Wesley Snipes to jail because he wasn't even filing his taxes. But that's a whole nother conversation. $750 million lawsuit filed against Travis Scott and Drake and others over the Astroworld tragedy. Do you know that I don't even want to give y'all my strategies. I'll say this. I carry content creator insurance. Did you know that that was a thing? Did you know that being an entertainer, being a content creator, and depending on different conversations that you have, and especially about certain companies, which is one of the reasons why it's important for me to cite my sources before I give my opinion. I reference the Wall Street Journal, Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Barron's, all of these different places before I have these conversations. I talk to my friends. I talk to the Pocket Watching with JTs. I talk to my lawyer friends. I talk to everybody before I start having these conversations, because being a content creator or being anything with any level of visibility, you get people that are coming after your dollars regularly. This is what it takes to be an influencer and content creator. It just comes along with it. I was talking to my neurosurgeon friend that I was telling y'all about. I was talking to my neurosurgeon friend, and he says that, Anton, do you know that he carries malpractice insurance as a neurosurgeon? He works on people's spines, all kind of stuff. He carries malpractice insurance in which he has to pay 6 figures a year in malpractice insurance. Every single year, this guy pays 6 figures a year in malpractice insurance. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, yes. I said, I didn't know that it was that high. He said, I have to. He said, it don't matter if I do something wrong or not. They coming after you for anything. It's a racket. It's a racket. Insane. $750 million lawsuit filed against Travis Scott, Drake, and others over Astroworld. Drake wasn't... Drake? Ain't that what Soulja Boy? Drake? I thought he just came out for a quick little minute and did his little cameo and he went back in. But the fact that he's Drake means that he becomes a part of whatever it is that people are looking to get paid for. Lawsuit on behalf of 125 festival goers say musicians companies failed to create safe conditions. Talk to him, Drake. Lawsuit filed on behalf of 125 Astroworld attendees seeks $750 million in punitive damages. Punitive, meaning that, listen, I'm feeling distressed. I'm feeling a certain type of way. I don't like how this thing went. I was sweating a little bit too hard. I might not even been one of the people that was affected, but listen, this lawyer reached out to me. He said we can get paid. So listen, I want my share just like everybody else getting their share. And if I divide that up, that's something, what, 3, 4, 5 million a person or so? I don't know. I'm a C student, but I know it's a lot. And they going after Live Nation, Astroworld, Drake, Travis Scott, anybody that they can get a settlement for, they're absolutely going for them. I appreciate y'all for the super chats. My guys continue to hold me down. I appreciate you, Norin. Thank you for holding me down, my friend, and everybody that continues to pour into me. All right. People are trying to get that bag through them lawsuits, ain't they? Ain't they? The lawsuit filed Tuesday in Harris County, Texas, alleges defendants, including Apple and Live Nation. They said, we're going after everybody. We want Apple. We want Live Nation. One of the finesses, ladies and gentlemen, is if you go after a big enough company and if they have enough lawyers on the payroll, considering how long it'll take them and what it will cost them in litigation, they'll just settle with you because they don't feel like being bothered, along with the idea that it's a possibility that they can lose. Then they'd have to go through appeals court and all of this other type of stuff. And so they'll just settle with you. So it's a strategic decision that's being made on behalf of lawyers. Listen, I called my lawyer friend this morning. I checked. This is what happens. A lot of times they sue not expecting to go through litigation, but they understand that they'll settle with you. Failed to create safe conditions. At least 10 people. I didn't even know Apple was a part of this concert, but okay. At least 10 people died and two dozen were hospitalized after the crowd surged at the Houston event. The people that's actually going to get paid is the lawyers. It's not even the defendants. The lawyers are the ones that's looking to get paid. Deaths and injuries that occurred were needless and senseless, and the suffering caused by, I got to get a little extra. And the suffering caused the families and all others involved will be endless, the lawsuit said. The damages sought in this case attempts to fix, help, and make up for the harms and losses suffered by these plaintiffs. Nothing more, nothing less. One of the plaintiffs includes the estate representing, I didn't even know these people had an estate. Estate representing Axel Acosta, a 21-year-old who died after he was being crushed during the crowd surge at the event. 9 other festival goers also died, including a 9-year-old Dallas boy. Why is a 9-year-old at Astroworld? Jesus Christ. I didn't even know that. Houston Police Department launched a criminal investigation like they're going to find anything after reviewing hours of footage to gain insight on the timeline of the events. Several lawsuits have already been filed against Mr. Scott and others involved in organizing the show, including Live Nation, the world's largest concert promotion company and owner of Astroworld Festival's promoter. Tony Busby, the Houston lawyer behind the $750 million lawsuit, said he intends to file another lawsuit soon with 100 more plaintiffs. Cash grab. This man is going to get filthy rich. Latest lawsuit alleges Mr. Scott has a history of inciting violence at his concerts, blah, 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 blah. We already know all of this. The point that I'm making in coming along and having these conversations about Chris Tucker and Astroworld and Drake and Travis Scott and all of this is that it costs significantly to have some level of visibility. You have to be on your toes with regard to everything. Lawsuits, IRS, people coming after you, people trying to come up on you, family members, all of these different things that you got to dodge. And I'm just wondering, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat and see what y'all numbers are. Y'all said 400 and, over 500 votes. Let me see. 532, 535. 5 going once, go twice, go to 22%, over 555 votes. 22% of y'all, a little bit more than 1/5, said that you are interested in becoming a celebrity or having more visibility as an influencer. 78% of y'all said, nah, I'm good. But I'm wondering if the 78% of y'all that's saying, nah, I'm good, really is saying, nah, I'm good. Let me end this poll. I'm wondering if the 78% of y'all that's saying, nah, I'm good, really believe that you're not good. If somebody said, listen, I can get you 1 million followers on Instagram, let me get you 500,000 followers on YouTube, and you could be famous. You could be famous. They didn't say what you'd be famous for, but they said you can be famous. I'm wondering how many of y'all 78% would actually convert back over to that. Yeah, I'd rather be famous. I'm wondering.